Good day, YouTubers. This video is going to be about replacing the in-tank fuel pre-filter in a Can-Am Commander. The procedure for pretty much any Can-Am side-by-side that uses this under the passenger seat gas tank is going to use this same procedure and the same pre-filter. There are no videos that I can find on YouTube that specifically cover the Commander. This is my first side-by-side, so I was looking for that information. The primary reason for this video is so that I can share with you part numbers and links that seem to be really hard to find on the internet any place. The part number that I have, if you go to Flexzilla, says it does not fit the Can-Am Commander. If you go to Amazon and use this part number, it comes up for all the UTVs except the Commander. If you go to Can-Am's parts lookup, then it's different. It does actually show that it fits the Commander. Those part numbers and links are in the description of this video. This is the first time I've done this, so we're going to kind of learn together. So to start with, you got to remove all the plastic from the side and of course the bottom in order to get to the gas tank. First thing that I've done is I've cleaned completely around the opening to the tank and back a ways to minimize, if not eliminate, the risk of getting any dirt into this fuel that's in the fuel tank. Next step is this ring rotates. They put little cutouts in here so that you can use a piece of wood and a hammer, screwdriver and a hammer, whatever, to rotate this lock till these tabs are in this big opening. I'm going to do that first. Okay, so with the ring unlocked, we're going to lift the fuel pump, fuel filter assembly out of the tank. Lines are a little limited here, so you have to kind of be careful getting it out. Okay, looks like I may have to cut some tie wraps to get enough movement to actually get this out. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so I'm going to rotate it, and that lets me pull the filter out, and we're going to let it drip a little bit here so that we don't make too big a mess. What looks like the first step is to remove this little bottom piece. It's got 3 little tabs. That a screwdriver might be easier, but I seem to be able to get it with my fingers. Next, I see this bottom piece. Let me pause here for a couple of minutes to pass along a few pieces of very important information that I got from the local Can-Am dealer. First and foremost, the pre-filter that goes down in the fuel tank of these Commanders is not something that you change routinely. If you're having problems, if you get a lot of gunk in your fuel and it's plugged up the filter and the machine is not running well, that's a time to replace it. Other than that, leave it be. Second of all, the link in the description of this video is for the pre-filter for a 2011 to 2018 Can-Am Commander, among others. If your Commander is a different year, look a little further for the part. Third is the part number from Can-Am, the number that ends in 389. That part number seems to be kind of universal, and it fits a lot of different Can-Ams, but it's not all the same part. So if the description for the part for the pre-filter that you're trying to buy does not list your particular model, that pre-filter is the wrong filter. Now back to our installation video. After some running around, talking to the dealership, and ordering from Amazon, this is the kit that I have to replace the pre-filter for my particular model of Can-Am. There are other versions for different years of the Commander. This little ring right here, this little clip, is impossible to buy by itself. The dealer can't get it. I didn't find any place on Amazon that sells that clip. So I'm assembling this fuel filter assembly on this little tabletop to remove the risk of losing that little clip. So the filter plugs here on the bottom of the fuel pump assembly, and then this little clip goes on the end of this little tab to keep the filter in place. I'm using my needle nose pliers to make sure that I push it on far enough that it will stay. It does fit very tight. That's the whole idea. As you can see, it's now been assembled. The next part is to assemble this. I'm not sure why this needs to be replaced, but this is what comes in the kit. These pieces are all rubber. Now, the one that I took out only had one of these. The kit comes with two. I'm going to go ahead and use the new part because, after all, I paid for it. And then this piece slides right back on the bottom. And snaps into place. Now this bottom piece, because of all this stuff is rubber, it really, really fits tight. I gotta be honest with you, I'm not really sure the purpose of that little clip, because there's no way this pre-filter is coming off as tight as that rubber fits. But the clip comes with it. The clip is supposed to be there, and I've assembled it that way. The next step is to put this assembly back inside the fuel tank. I ended up disconnecting the fuel line so that I could take this part with me to the auto parts store. Now the fuel line has a non-removable clamp. It's one of those permanent crimp-on type. There's no reason I can't use a regular worm gear style hose clamp. So this simply goes back down into the fuel tank this way. and it seems to have a spot where it wants to rest so that everything points the right direction. And then the ring will hold it back in place. The secret here is to kind of, with some kind of a device, go to each tip and press them down and get them started, and then you can tighten the ring. With everything reinstalled, connector reconnected, clamp reclamped, we're ready to start the engine and make sure everything works correctly. As always, thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.